Spain are unchanged in their all-white with the burgundy trim. Simon is in goal, Porro, Kubasi, Laporte, Cucurella, Rodri. Felix, and then there was a foul that Anthony Taylor, the English referee, will give in favour of Portugal on João Neves.
Yeah, I like the kits as well, all white of Spain beat the all red of Portugal. Mentioned João Felix plays his club football, doesn't he, with Ronaldo. That may have been part of the thinking of why he started off that left-hand side. I thought Leao had a really good game against Croatia, but could only make the bench.
We were actually together when he made his debut for Portugal in the Nations League in 2019 in
Portugal.
Well, I was going to say Guimarães. I was going to be a little bit more precise. As the ball switched out to Yamal on this near side, unable to control it, level with the penalty area on the right.
Yeah, that battle is. I'm really looking forward to that. Yamal against Nuno Mendes. That's going to be one to watch.
But actually, it was Porto, not Guimarães. You flustered me. 0-0. BBC Radio 5 Live. As Oyarzabal wins the ball and shoots! Hits it low, left-footed. But good positioning from Diogo Costa, the goalkeeper, in his luminous goalkeeping outfit with a save.
Yeah, just smothered in midfield from the Spanish press, and
they've lost it again. Yamal picks it up right-hand side, behind Olmo in the penalty area. And in the end, I thought that Vitinha was running into trouble because he was running straight into Baena on that far side. And Portugal have just had a rather couple of uncomfortable moments as a low ball played in from that far side by Spain. Still 0-0. BBC Radio 5 Live, 3 minutes played.
I think Spain have shown their intentions from the off. They're just going to press Portugal. That's why Portugal need that pace in the centre-forward area. Someone who's going to stretch the two Spanish centre-backs.
Ball cut out by Felix as Yamal tried to get Porro in round the back on this near side, the right. This is Veiga. Now with João Neves, midway through the Portugal half. Spain so impressive in their defence, yet to concede. And also in that game against Austria, didn't allow Austria a shot on target, as they ended what was been described as their World Cup hoodoo, their first win in the knockout match at a World Cup since the 2010 final. As the ball is hit long, Mendes will like to get forward, as we know, and as he controls it, it bobbles away from him, and we'll go back to Gigi Salmon on centre court.
The British wildcard Arthur Ferry has held for 6-5 in the fifth cert. So when these players resume, Grigor Dimitrov will be serving to take us to a 10-point deciding tiebreak to decide our Wimbledon quarter-finalists. But the Brit leads by 6 games to 5 in the fifth.
Thank you, Gigi. Commentary on Sports Extra. Ball chipped up over the head of Olmo. Veiga had gone with Oyarzabal, who was dropping back, and then it bounces away off Kubasi's legs and goes out for a Portuguese throw on this near side, the left. They're playing from right to left, all in red. Chris Sutton.
Yeah, we saw that switch of play, which Nuno Mendes actually missed control on that left-hand side for Portugal. See, João Felix just played more or less an inside left. Long throw from Mendes.
And it comes from the left-hand side. Cucurella in a central area, heads it away, helped further away by Oyarzabal, just brushes down his front of the chest of that white shirt, out towards Baena, flicking side towards Rodri, able to turn. Diagonal ball picks out Olmo in space. Olmo just slowed down a fraction, just to assess his options. Porro is to his right. Inside of him is Yamal. Almost midway through the Portugal half, still 0-0. 5 minutes played here on 5 Live. Kubasi. There's a nice, brisk tempo the way that Spain are playing, though.
Yeah, but they always play like this, don't they? Move the ball quickly, trying to find little openings, hoping there'll be misjudgment from a Portuguese defender and exploit a gap or two.
Kubasi edges forward. Olmo collects it, then passes the ball straight towards Mendes, the Portugal left back. Infield to Vitinha. João Neves gets a little touch. Veiga, the former Chelsea man, will go back with a back pass to Costa. And Diogo Costa now finds Renato Veiga. This is his 5th start. He started in every game. Didn't have a happy time when he was at Chelsea. Now plays his football in Spain for Villarreal. As Cancelo coming forward. Strong run by Cancelo. Right corner of the area! And he hits that, and that whistled over the top. That would have been some goal.
Actually built really well down the left-hand side, and then the quick switch of play. And Cancelo marauding forward on that right-hand side, getting to the point of the 18-yard box. I mean, difficult to score from there, but he didn't half give it a thump with his right foot.
Simon had it covered. Might take something special like that to get the first goal for Spain to concede at this World Cup. 0-0 it remains. Vega's knockdown header to Ruben Dias of Manchester City. And then Dias just plays the ball to his side for Veiga. Bruno Fernandes over the halfway line, near side the left. This is João Neves able to turn. Little touch from Vitinha. Mendes. Round the corner was Bruno Fernandes, but they've run into trouble. They're straight into Rodri, who mops it up for Spain. Early ball forward. Olmo looks for Oyarzabal. Oyarzabal in the penalty area, wide.
No flag as well. And that is a huge opportunity. What a pass from Danny Olmo.
I think he was onside as well, wasn't he?
And I think we all expected the back of the net to bulge. Beautifully weighted past at Olmo. Oyarzabal, left-hand side of the box, 16 yards out, one-on-one. And he pulls it. Could have lifted it over the keeper. That's a huge opportunity for Spain.
From our position, hard to see the touchline down below because of the banks of monitors that are in front of us in our steep commentary position. As Ronaldo, I thought, was going to shoot, does a little step over, loses the ball, comes out towards Vitinha, chips it towards João Felix, left-hand side. But I, like you, was expecting Oyarzabal to hit the back of the net. João Felix for Portugal, 0-0. Back to Wimbledon in a moment. Ball little in towards João Neves, goes behind, and it will be a corner kick, but back to centre court, Gigi.
12 games played, 12 holds, 6 games apiece, which means this match will be decided on a first to 10-point tiebreak. We're into the second point. Arthur Ferry, the British wildcard, has held serve. It's 1-0. It's a serve at Dimitrov. It's now 1 apiece, first to 10, to confirm our Wimbledon quarter-finalist.
Thank you. And a reminder, commentary is on Sports Extra. Portugal then have got a corner kick near side the left. They're playing from right to left. Anthony Taylor is clearly saying, just to cut it out, there's a little bit of pushing and shoving going on inside that penalty area. Rodri and Ronaldo are the two who are jostling for position. Ronaldo's trying to get free. He goes to ground. Anthony Taylor had a good view of it. Then it comes out towards, I think it was João Cancelo who had an effort that he was blocked and charged down, and it rebounds all the way towards Costa. Hits it long. Bruno Fernandes makes the run. Porro did ever so well. Watchful defending to head it away, as that was awkward. He was running back. It could have easily dropped over his shoulder, but the right back towards Simon, who clears the ball away. Chris Sutton, 10 minutes played, goalless.
Yeah, and Ronaldo raising his arms to Anthony Taylor, saying, come on. There was a tug there, but the referees in the main have been pretty robust.
The goal suddenly opens up, so even though we got the shot off, it's a save that Unai Simon should be making.
First shot on target against Spain in the first half during this World Cup. Nuno Mendes will take Portugal's second corner on the far side, and it will be an in-swinger towards that near post, headed away by Oyarzabal, who missed that glorious opportunity for Spain as well. But now Bruno Fernandes wins it back. It rebounds into the path of Nuno Mendes now, who comes in field, and he slips and slithers towards the midfield, and then it's eventually given away by Portugal, and Rodri pokes it into the path of Olmo, and now Laporte wide to Cucurella on the far side. 12 and a half minutes played on Talk Sport. The other half of the quarter-final tie involving these two teams, or one of these teams, is USA against Belgium, and that's live on Talk Sport at 1 AM with Ollie Klink, Kevin Hatchard and Tony Cascarino. And then a couple of really good games tomorrow. 5 o'clock, Natalie Sawyer, Joe Shannon and Mark McGee will bring you Argentina against Egypt, and then at 9 o'clock it is Switzerland against Colombia with Adrian Durham, Adam Bridge and Dean Ashton. Could be an Argentina-Colombia quarter-final. Now João Felix runs into Rodri. Cucurella wins it back, and this game is being played like a local derby at the moment. Dani Olmo looks to the left-hand side, and Baena. Cucurella in support. Baena using him as the decoy. The cross is deflected. It comes back to Baena, who hits it hurriedly right-footed over the top.
Well, not the best of shots, but I think you're spot on, Nige. This game has been played at such a pace that they might find it difficult to keep up for the full 90 minutes, but the way it's going, I mean, the only surprise is there hasn't been a goal as yet. This could easily go to extra time and possibly even penalties. I did fancy Spain at the start, but I've got to say, when we're only 14 minutes in, this is Portugal's best performance of the World Cup so far.
Rodri heads it back towards the left-back area. Cucurella had to go through the gears there because Pedro Neto was chasing him, but he got there first. But we're seeing one or two uncertain touches from Spain.
I think Cucurella has done that a few times with Pedro Neto at Cobham training.
Yes.
Although he won't do it anymore, unfortunately.
No, he's a rarity. A Real Madrid player in the Spain team, of course, when they won the World Cup. 10 of the 11 were either from Real or Barca. But now it's a very different story. Fully representative of La Liga. And the Basque region in particular, with Athletic Bilbao and Real Sociedad really heavily represented. Of course, that's where their coach, Luis de la Fuente, really cut his teeth, and he's gone for what he knows. And Pedro Porro back to Kubasi. Of course, there are Barcelona players, and the best player arguably is a Barcelona player as well, Rodri. Pau Kubasi again, still only 19 years of age. Porro in towards Lamine Yamal, but it's given away. Here is Bruno Fernandes, flicked wide to João Felix down the Portuguese left. He's forced to go back though, and Spain do that so well at just compressing the space when they do lose out. And here is Nuno Mendes again, picking his way through the midfield, finding Bruno Fernandes. Nuno Mendes makes the run in behind, and Pau Kubasi rather got caught out there, didn't make the challenge, and Nuno Mendes was denied by Unai Simon. Now Rodri plays an excellent ball forward to Lamine Yamal into the area, right-hand side. He goes for the curler, beaten away by Diego Costa. Baena with the shot, a brilliant save by Diego Costa to pull that ball behind for a corner. And twice in a matter of seconds, the Portugal goalkeeper denies Spain.
And that is just after Portugal very nearly getting in themselves with Nuno Mendes. I mean, the first save Diego Costa makes, he should be making, and perhaps he should even be catching. The second save, you can see as he's diving, he's literally stretching everything, and he gets his fingertips to it and just pushes it wide.
Dani Olmo will leave the corner for Alex Baena. 16 minutes played on TalkSport. Portugal 0, Spain 0. And again, Anthony Taylor is having words with those jostling in front of Diego Costa's goal. And it's Baena with an outswinger, which is headed away by Ruben Diaz, gathered by Lamine Yamal, drifts it wide towards Cucurella, volley back into the penalty area over the head of Oyarzabal, gathered though by Olmo at the far post on the right. Now Lamine Yamal again, high cross into the penalty area, headed away by Ruben Diaz. Baena nods it wide to this near side, but I think Lamine Yamal knew he was offside, so leaves it, and it will be a throw-in for Portugal.
Yeah, but two great balls in there from Lamine Yamal. The first one was to the back post to Marc Cucurella, who actually, he overhit it. I mean, it was a volley, but you just needed to just ping it across the 6-yard box and someone would have got on the end of it. Second one, he's put it in there. It's good heading in the end from Portugal. Haven't seen too much of Lamine Yamal. We know the class that he's got. I think he's the biggest talent on the planet right now. But it's not just about him. It's just such a good game. And even Nuno Mendes with the left-back sort of mentality that I would have. When you're up against a really good player, if you can push him the other way, that's what you want him to do. And he's tried to do that a few times. So that's a brilliant individual battle, but it's just a brilliant team battle between two great countries.
And at the moment, it is very difficult to call this one. Cucurella, Portugal, who have underwhelmed at times, are playing well here. Of course, they played well in the second half of the Croatia game, but it could have gone either way. But here is Baena looking for Cucurella. Ruben Diaz comes across, excellent challenge, and then Pedro Neto is caught by Baena, and he makes absolutely sure he gets the free kick in the right-back area.
Yeah, he does well there, Pedro Neto, and he's going to have to help out his defence at times. I mean, they all are. When we talk about Spain not conceding a goal yet, and don't forget, they didn't even concede a shot on target against Austria. And that's because, one, most of the time they have the ball, but two, even when they don't have the ball, they press so well. They know positionally exactly where they're meant to be. Superb with and without the ball.
19 minutes played, 0-0. Ronaldo unable to gather a high ball. It's volleyed away by Pau Kubasi, then Rodri jumps above Ronaldo, and Lamine Yamal plays it infield to Pedri. Motors away from Bruno Fernandes, infield towards Oyarzabal, but cut out well by Renato Vega. And now João Cancelo on the far side will find Ruben Diaz once again. And Ruben Diaz rather put under pressure by the ball back to him from Vitinha, but Portugal maintain possession. João Neves on this near side, back towards Nuno Mendes. Spain at the moment not pressing with any real energy in this area of the field, but here is João Neves trying to come forward down the left-hand side. And Ronaldo plays it wide towards João Neves, and now Vitinha. João Neves again has got no real room in which to go forward down the left, so goes back to Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes had no room either to really overlap.
I do like Nuno Mendes though as a left back. Not only does he look to try and get forward and he's very skillful, but he always tries to play the ball forward.
Now Neto plays a 1-2 with João Cancelo, and João Cancelo now has space to pick up Bruno Fernandes. Pull back towards João Cancelo, but he was closed down as he hit it. He may have been offside anyway. In fact, he was. And the shot went high over the top, and it will be a free kick for Spain with 20 minutes played, and I'm not sure which side will be glad to have a hydration break in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think probably both sides will be. Again, it's played at such a big pace. I mean, there's no sort of heat or altitude problems, obviously, in Dallas with the air-conditioned stadium, but it's certainly difficult to keep this up if it wasn't like this, but in fact, the conditions are pretty much perfect for them. Yeah, I mean, it's been a great start already. The only thing it's lacking is goals, but that doesn't mean to say it hasn't been a really good game to watch.
37 degrees outside the stadium, 22 degrees inside. As Dani Olmo threads it forward towards Baena. Wide to the unmistakable figure of Cucurella on the far side, and now Baena again coming in field, has Pedri in support, back towards Rodri. Pedro Porro was on his bike down the right, but it's Pedri maybe looking to the left, and eventually he's got support from Aymeric Laporte, who was a former teammate of Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr, but quickly moved back to Spain with Athletic Bilbao, and now Baena has gone down on the far side, and he was hauled down by João Cancelo. It will be a free kick to Spain in a good area.
Yeah, and Baena thought that should have been a yellow card.
German for hat-trick.
Well, that's just 3 goals. A Bundesliga hat-trick is 3 goals uninterrupted in the same half.
That's outrageous.
That's a kind of, okay, so that's a very purist take. Like, some people say they have to be 3 in a row. Some will say they have to be all in the same half. Some will let you.
Who died and made them the kings of football rules?
The Germans take it seriously. And some will also say that if you can allow a hat-trick if you score your own side's 3 goals in succession.
But so there can't be another intervening goal.
Right, exactly.
So that it has to be a continuous stream of 3 goals.
But they're pretty vigilant about it.
Does it have to be left foot, right foot, header? Otherwise, it's not a hat-trick.
It's a perfect.
They
kind of relaxed it a little bit officially for stats in the last.
It feels like it's kind of adjusting to the modern era.
So the German football authority will only classify a hat-trick according to their.
No, it's really a media term. Like, it's kind of depending on the commentator, you'll hear them refer to statistics or accomplishments. And when Harry Kane completes a hat-trick in our sort of in our terms, sometimes you will get German commentators who just refer to it as a dry pack, stubbornly.
Yeah, it's not a real hat-trick. Anyway, it's
German accent is
Do you not like my German accent?
It's not a German accent.
It's a fantastic.
You sound
It's
like
the only thing that English people hear when German people speak.
he sounds like a character from Eurotrash.
Oh,
when he does
that
it.
was a dry park, not a hat trick. We're better here in the Bundesliga.
Why is your German character so sexual?
The Zweite Bundesliga is very where it's at.
It is.
Anyway,
That's true. That's
that
true.
is so true, Ryan.
That's-
Producer Ryan knows it is true. Now, we're a little bit Spanish there. Let's a little bit. Anyway,
Is
it's a
there a
hydration,
non-camp
guys. It's a
version? Can you do a
hydration
non-camp
break.
version?
We're about to lose the hydration break. You know what we do at hydration breaks here, Marine? We read hydration break jokes. This one is specially written for JJ Bull.
Kind of excruciating.
Can you pass it? Hey, pass it over to JJ.
I've got another wordy one coming up.
It's a little wordy.
Wordy ones are good.
Yeah. You got it, JJ? Here you go.
I do. Here we go. Did you know that a popular Brazilian psychic claimed that an alien mothership would land in Miami's Hard Rock Stadium this month?
I did not know that.
Trump turned them away because he thought they were doing birth tourism.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Can aliens even be pregnant?
Can they? Can aliens even be pregnant?
But it's not a joke. It's just a weird monologue.
I hate to break it to you, Seb, but there's a whole world out there that you've got yet to explore, my friend.
Do you know what is funny about this psychic?
Yeah.
So she's convinced. She says she had the dream twice that it was mothership was going to land over Scotland versus Brazil.
Right.
As she said, and that was her like psychic vision. There was a film. I can't remember who the stars are in it. It was like The Rock or something.
Martinez, deep in conversation with his team at the moment. They've had one or two chances and arguably.
Yeah.
But later, upon inspection, it turned out that the details that were given were the exact same as the details from the film The Rock. And it, and like that was I can't talk about it more on a live stream because I don't know anything about it. But remember thinking like, it was possibly the same situation where the information they were using came from a film.
Oh, who knows? Maybe she's a psychic, and then she did see that. But
I think probably.
Coming into it, form-wise, I fancied Spain, but Portugal, because of the players they've got, they're able to lift themselves almost at any given time, and they're certainly doing this against Spain.
That Croatia game was only the second time in 13 games that Portugal had come from behind to win a match at the World Cup. The other was at Goodison Park in 1966 when they were 3-0 down to North Korea before Eusebio scored 4 and they won 5-3.
The great Eusebio.
He scored 9 goals for Portugal at the World Cups, but they all came in one World Cup. Of course, Ronaldo's have been spread across a variety of tournaments. 11 in 26 games is his record. I think Eusebio's was 9 in 6. And Ronaldo, unsurprisingly perhaps, has the fewest touches on the field so far, 3 in the opening quarter of this game. But you could say the same again about Erling Haaland last night, and look what he did.
Yeah, let's see what the end of the game. By the way, Eusebio, great man as well as great player. I met him. Graham Souness brought him into Benfica when I was there, and
of course, Benfica legend as well.
Yeah, we were just in awe of him.
He was a player who really symbolised Portuguese football for club and country in the 1960s. And in all fairness to Ronaldo, he's done something similar for this Portugal team now for 20 years.
Yes, he has, for a very long time.
Nuno Mendes with a throw-in for Portugal. Headed away and then brought down well by João Neves. Bruno Fernandes infield towards Vitinha, and it's swept wide to the far side. And João Cancelo, of course, spent this season on loan at Barcelona from Al Hilal and Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo plays it wide towards Neto, all the way back towards Ruben Diaz, who is carrying a yellow card in this game. Vitinha finding Bruno Fernandes with the help of a deflection off Lamine Yamal. Nuno Mendes now, and it's all the way back to Renato Vega of Villarreal, part of their side who finished 3rd in La Liga this season. They'll be in the Champions League again next year. João Neves takes a chance and is given the ball away, and Spain can come forward now on the counter-attack. Dani Olmo forward towards Lamine Yamal, but Renato Vega with a superb challenge. Had he missed that, Lamine Yamal would have been clean through.
Yeah, Nuno Mendes was trying to catch him. It'd be interesting to know whether he would have been able to just get goal side of Lamine Yamal, but I think you're right. I think it would have been almost a one-on-one situation. Brilliant tackle.
Pedro Neto does well to leap and control the ball on his chest, but he has now been penalised now as he tangled with Pedri. The ball just flicking him on the hand, I think. So the free kick was given by Anthony Taylor.
What I don't want for the hydration break is this intensity to stop.
Now Dani Olmo, wide to the right-hand side, and Lamine Yamal on again towards Porro, but a good challenge from Nuno Mendes using that famed speed as he slides in, and it will be another corner kick for Spain on this near side. And Alex Baena will take it once again with nearly half an hour played. And it's still Portugal 0, Spain 0. They always tend to draw in the big games, and they're drawing here at the moment. Dani Olmo slides it back towards Lamine Yamal. Pedro Porro clips it wide to Cucurella, one full back to another. Cucurella on the left, and now Pedri in space. He plays a ball in, looking for Pau Cubarsí. Dani Olmo with a header, and it's wide. And there's a quizzical look from the Portuguese players towards Gary Bezic, the assistant, but the flag never came, and Dani Olmo missed a great chance.
Yes, he certainly did. It's a really good ball in. And Dani Olmo, I mean, when the cross came in, he was offside, but it didn't go to him. Diogo Costa wasn't sure what was going to happen. So he stuck a leg out straight to Dani Olmo, but it's come up sort of head height, and then he's tried to head it into the corner, and in the end headed it wide. It's actually a really bad miss. And Diogo Costa got away with that one, but it's a great little cross in.
Well, Cristiano Ronaldo's now been fouled on the far side, and there's a grimace. And we can see those brilliant white teeth as he was caught by Aymeric Laporte. And it will be a free kick for Portugal.
Are you saying they're not natural, or just that he cleans them more than twice a day?
I'm saying he cleans them very well.
Okay.
2 or 3 times a day, possibly more. 14 minutes to play in the first half. Lesson to us all.
Flosses as well, I'm sure.
Or get someone to do it. Bruno Mendes will take the throw in for Portugal on this near side. In towards Bruno Fernandes, but he's beaten to it. Heading forward by Rodri, and Rodri now will charge forward. Bruno Fernandes will make the challenge, and he's done well there. Went shoulder to shoulder with Rodri and won the ball. Then there's a miss kick by Laporte, slicing it back towards his own penalty area, but Unai Simon will come in field and gather it, and 1 or 2 half-hearted appeals from Portuguese supporters for a back pass, but no chance of that as Pedri comes forward now for Spain. Wide towards Cubarsí, seeking Dani Olmo, who's always playing on the half turn, but this time it was João Félix who got back to just deflect it through towards Diego Costa, the goalkeeper. Now Diego Costa gets it back from Renato Vega inside the penalty area, sweeps it upfield. Aymeric Laporte heads it forward. Olmo was in an offside position, but Vega is able to clear downfield anyway, looking for João Félix, who does well to divert it wide towards Bruno Fernandes, but there is Rodri again, just breaking things up for Spain. And again, he always seems to be in space. As Pedri finds Dani Olmo on towards Oyarzabal, and now Baena demanding the ball on the left. Cucurella is forward on the overlap. And no real pace for Spain in this attack. It's back towards Baena again. Pedri, Pedro Porro, and here is Lamine Yamal looking to take on Nuno Mendes, first time towards Olmo, pulls it back across the face of goal. And it's João Cancelo who comes around the back at the far post to clear the ball away to safety.
Do you know what? It's brilliant play from Lamine Yamal because he's not really been too involved. And he could have thought, I've got a one-on-one here against Nuno Mendes. But his choice of pass and then his weight of pass was superb to Dani Olmo, who just whips it across the 6-yard box. Someone's got to get the end of that.
Now Baena now. João Cancelo goes across to try and make the challenge. Laporte. Wide again towards Baena down the left. He cuts him field back onto that right foot. Renato Vega clears. Pedro Porro recovers for Spain. Rodri again finding Pedri. And here is Laporte. Drives it towards the edge of the penalty area. Controlled by Oyarzabal. Rodri. Lamine Yamal in space on the right. Pedro Porro will now find him. And it's back again towards Pedri. Pedri driving into that space vacated by Lamine Yamal, who now gathers, but Nuno Mendes with another good challenge, and then Lamine Yamal slides in on João Felix, takes him down, and it will be a free kick for Portugal.
Well, for me, it's never been a foul. But what I would say is Lamine Yamal's not getting any change out of Nuno Mendes at the moment. One of the few times he's tried to take him on, and inside the box. Nuno Mendes has made a perfectly timed challenge there. Well, Lamine Yamal, fair play to him, trying to win the ball back. I thought he did. Never a foul for me, but Anthony Taylor gave it.
Renato Vega under pressure here by the corner flag on the near side. The Portuguese left, and he hacks it down the line, straight out of play. And it will be a throw-in for Spain. The Sports Bar coming up at the end of this game. 03717 223344 with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Now Kubasi wide towards Pedro Porro, and I don't think we've seen Portugal create anything since the hydration break, as Kubasi plays it in behind, looking for Oyarzabal, but it's gathered well by Diego Costa.
No, the stats will suggest that it's been not all Spain, but certainly the majority of them. More possession, more shots on target. But you know, Portugal obviously do have that threat. We talked about how they had played well up until the hydration break. They've got to find that intensity back again. It's something which the break has done to a lot of teams, I think, in this game.
Both teams in form overall. Portugal with one defeat in 17, which was against the Republic of Ireland in the World Cup qualifiers when Cristiano Ronaldo was sent off. And Spain, incredibly, 34 games unbeaten. The run stretching back to a 1-0 defeat against Colombia at the London Stadium in March of 2024.
I went to that game.
You're clearly a jinx.
Daniel Munoz, did he score?
I think he did, yeah. Another player who's had a very good World Cup with the Premier League. Now Vitinha coming forward for Portugal. João Felix was caught late there, has words with the assistant on this near side. And now Bruno Fernandes on the right. Ronaldo waits around the penalty spot. João Neves at the near post. It's clipped high towards João Felix, who heads it down. Ronaldo pokes it towards goal, and Unai Simon takes to the skies like a superhero to swoop on that ball, but for the first time in a long time, Spain was stretched.
Yeah, and I think the first time almost all game, Pedro Neto had a sort of one-on-one situation with Marco Correa. He didn't try to take him on, he just came inside, whipped the ball to the far post. João Felix did really well. to get it back in. Unai Simon was out of his goal. And Ronaldo, he couldn't do much more than that. He's under pressure from the defender. He's trying to flick it back towards goal, and you're right, Unai Simon made the most of that for sure. Like Superman. But kept the clean sheet. That's the important thing.
Well, João Felix clattered into the advertising boards after diverting that ball back towards Ronaldo, and looking at the replay, Unai Simon also got a touch on that as well. But there's a problem for Pedro Neto as well. He's also down, further downfield. And we've seen relatively little on-field treatment during this World Cup, because players know that if they do go off, it takes a minute for them to come back on.
It's a good rule, that, isn't it?
Well, it's maybe focus one or two minds.
Absolutely.
In fairness to João Felix, I think he did pick up a bit of a bang, and he's currently having his left shoulder iced. Did well to get that ball back in field towards Ronaldo, and he jabbed it towards goal. But now Pedro Neto has a boot off, and he's heading towards this near side, and I think he's been told to get off, and in the end he just puts his boot back on.
Didn't want to come off, did he? He didn't ask for any treatment, but he went down to ground.
Both teams with 3 attempts on target so far. Spain with 7 attempts and Portugal with 5, but there's been a bit more menace about the Spanish attempts, let's say, and of course Oyarzabal missing that great chance, failing to hit the target when clean through.
Yeah, Diego Costa had that brilliant save. I mean, a double save. The first one he should have been making, and I think should have been catching. And he went straight to Baena, who, I mean, it was going top corner and fingertip save. Brilliant save.
Now, Unai Simon has made 3 saves in this first half of varying quality after making 3 saves in the opening 3 games of the World Cup. As João Felix has been caught again on this near side. He's getting some treatment, the former Chelsea player.
I would argue that's a yellow card. Pedro Porro's come in, he's not got anywhere near the ball. He's caught him on his heel with a bit of pace and ferocity. It's not just a foul, it's a yellow.
Nuno Mendes drives the free kick wide towards João Cancelo on the right. He'll try and take on Baena, and he's done well to win the corner kick. With 5.5 minutes to play in the first half. Portugal 0, Spain 0. And João Felix will head over to take this for Portugal. Of course, Spain yet to concede in this World Cup, and they're also defending a 35-match competitive unbeaten run, going all the way back to a loss against Scotland in the qualifiers for Euro 2024, which of course they won.
Don't tell Rodri about that game.
No. Portugal here have raised themselves after a bit of a lull during the second quarter of the first half. Nuno Mendes will take this, and everyone's waiting for Pedro Neto to put his boot back on, and there is a large hole around the Achilles area of his boot.
That's why he took it off earlier, and he was going to change it. Obviously he hasn't.
Nuno Mendes goes short to João Felix, who then turns back towards Nuno Mendes. He fires in the shot, which is deflected off the crossbar, and Portugal so close to the opening goal. Nuno Mendes really got hold of that, and it took a deflection off a Spanish head. Unai Simon was nowhere, and it clattered against the bar.
Yeah, it's a short corner, and only one Spanish player has come out. So in the end, the ball's come back to Nuno Mendes. That's a really important flick. Has hit the crossbar, and you're right, Simon completely beaten.
Now a long throw from Nuno Mendes on this near side, winged in towards the near post, and Anthony Taylor, I think, has stopped play because Cucurella was on his knees inside the 6-yard area. Pedro Neto also having words, of course. Taylor is a very familiar referee to so many of the players out on the field today. Nuno Mendes will try again, and he bluffs. He goes short to João Neves. Now he drives in the cross, which takes a deflection off Dani Olmo. João Felix working hard to try and win it back, but Portugal now could be under pressure because Lamine Yamal gathers on the halfway line and he squeezes it wide to Baena on the far side. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Portugal 0, Spain 0 in the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup live on Talk Sport. Lamine Yamal coming forward now. Was he caught by João Felix on the edge of the penalty area? Not according to the referee. No complaints from Lamine Yamal, and it's gathered by Diego Costa.
Brilliant tracking back from João Felix. He hasn't fouled him, and it needs to be timed perfectly because he's coming from behind. I was just thinking, Lamine Yamal, Spain have to find a way to get him more into the game. He's very much on the periphery at the moment, and the odd time he has had the ball out wide, Nuno Mendes has really shackled him well. This time he's come inside. I remember him doing that against Austria a few times in the first half as well, and looking really, really dangerous. And perhaps that's what he's got to try and do, because at the moment, for all the talented players on this pitch, I think he's the biggest talent, but he's been very quiet.
Lofted forward now by Bruno Fernandes, looking for Vitinha, but it's cleared away. But Bruno Fernandes wins it back from Pedri, and here is Ronaldo midway inside the Spain half, looks to this near side and João Felix, then pirouettes and goes back to Renato Vega. And I think Bruno Fernandes is having a good game, not necessarily creatively, but he's really offering so much for Portugal in that midfield area. And now Vitinha back again towards Ruben Diaz. Portugal now have the problem in that they've been slowed down to walking pace, and it's trying to break this Spanish team down. But Renato Vega wide to Nuno Mendes, who tries to go beyond Lamine Yamal, who makes the challenge, but in the end Yamal is helped out by Porro. But Lamine Yamal rather jumped out of that challenge with Renato Vega, and here is Nuno Mendes, who sends in the cross looking for Ronaldo at the far post, but it's gathered well by Unai Simon.
Well, that's going to be inch perfect if he is going to try and find Ronaldo from there. But you're right, Lamine Yamal didn't want to have that tackle 50-50, did he, with Renato Vega? And do you know what? Okay, that's fine. You are an incredible talent. You don't want to get injured, but at least just stand there. Don't kind of almost move out the way. Nuno Mendes at the moment is definitely playing him superbly.
Pedro Porro infield again towards Rodri. Good turn from Olmo. Plays it wide to the far side, the left hand, Baena. Cucurella. And Olmo again, who has been in and out of this Spanish team so far in the World Cup, but now seems to be more in than out. He's got the opportunity to turn now, finds Oyarzabal inside the area, but there was nowhere for him to go as Renato Vega shut the door. And it's fired in by Rodri, right-footed from the edge of the penalty area, high over the top. And we're into a minimum of 6 added minutes at the end of the first half.
Yeah, if Rodri decides to hit it from 25 yards out again, I'm trying to tell Rodri how to shoot, but I mean, you could put another goal above the goal and I'm still not sure it would have gone in. You know, if you are going to do that, just really concentrate on keeping it down and make the keeper possibly fumble it, and then maybe one of your teammates can just follow in there. But the intensity's dropped, I think, since the hydration break, but I think Portugal have come more into the game in the second part of this first half.
Got a throw in on the far side in towards Pedro Neto, João Cancelo, and now Vitinha infield towards João Neves, who was under pressure there. Plenty of white shirts around him, but he clips the ball over the head of Lamine Yamal and then scurries around the other side and plays it forward towards Ronaldo, but Unai Simon saw him coming and gathers on the edge of the penalty area. Now it's quickly out towards Pedri as Spain try and get the white shirts moving forward here. Rodri wide towards Baena, Cucurella in support. Oyarzabal is also in space on the left, but Spain just slow it right down here. And now Rodri finding Dani Olmo. Pedro Porro plays it forward looking for Lamine Yamal. It's an excellent ball, but Lamine Yamal, who seemed to have a moment to take the opportunity, slashed it wide, but then the flag goes up for offside.
Well, I'm fascinated to see, and he was offside, and it's a really good line from Portugal. Great movement from Lamine Yamal, but he's got to make sure that he stays onside. Now, they were playing that high line. Still don't know whether Nuno Mendes still got back, even though he gave him 2 yards. It's so quick, the fullback. A great battle there, really is. Loving watching that.
Pedri Forward towards Dani Olmo. Around the corner as he's challenged by Ruben Diaz and fouled by him, and Anthony Taylor will bring play back here and give Spain a free kick midway inside the Portugal half.
Well, Pedri and Dani Olmo are asking for a little bit more than just a foul. He's come over the back of him there, hasn't he? Anthony Taylor clearly not wanting to dish cards out. I think there have been tackles where on another day they could have been brandished, but again, just before half-time, good opportunity, set piece for Spain here.
It's a great banner in the crowd with a picture of Ronaldo and Lamine Yamal saying the legend and the future, which is a very good way of summing it up.
Brilliant.
And the future is over the free kick here, along with Alex Baena. And the legend is back defending on the edge of his own penalty area. Baena lays it high towards the far post. Rodri volleys it back in field, and it was clipped towards goal by Laporte, but again the flag's up for offside, and it will be a free kick for Portugal. Defensively, apart from that one slip when Oyarzabal had the chance, they've been very good so far.
Yeah, but how can they be offside from a free kick? You're looking along the line as well. There's two Spanish players that at the far post that looked free, but they're looking along the line. You can't be offside. It's a tight game. Set pieces might be the difference. Might not be the perfect goal that gets you through to the next round. But it's just a great opportunity. It really is. When you look at who these teams could be playing next with the USA or Belgium, and you know, you'd fancy no disrespect to those.
Anyway,
He's got you.
He got me. He changed.
I demand the tribunal.
Yeah, I don't know. You're much better at like the specific games that you've played.
Yeah, like Rocket League's like a different.
Sure. But then that's a specific game I've played. What I'm saying is, if you and I came to a new game together,
yeah,
I'd be better than you. Because instinctively, I'm a better gamer than you. That's what
maybe we played Civ at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm better than you at the game.
What have I started? Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Camera, do a slow zoom on me, my face, for that reaction.
We were finishing it today, yeah. Oh, my name's JJ. I've read all of the manuals online about how exactly to play, and I do it the same way every time, so as to ensure that I get the best outcome.
I like to get all the money. That's what I do every time. I'll go Colombia again.
I'll do culture again, and I'll do things that are illegal. And shouldn't ever happen. Panama,
that's why.
That's why.
It's ever since Panama.
I remember.
Okay.
I'll never forget Panama.
Does anyone want a cup of tea?
Move on.
Pass me the controller.
Okay, head on.
Cup of tea, anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone want a cup of tea?
I love a cup of tea.
Yeah, we've got one taker for a tea over there.
Splash milk, no sugar, please.
JJ, do you want do you want coffee again?
No, I'll go with that.
Too late. Do you want tea?
No, okay.
Anyone else?
I'm okay, thanks, Ryan. Producer Rye Guy. Okay, right. We're going to restart with different teams. I think this is a would you prefer to play a normal game or a rush game?
JJ, you decide.
I think the normal game was quite good because I remember that
you've got to sign in as a guest.
Online, so that's good.
Remember to sign in as a guest. Though.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. This is you. You might want to change your controls as well when you get an opportunity.
Yeah, I change mine as well.
I'll hop into the chat for a minute.
Okay.
There we go. Change mine to alternate.
I'm also going to change to alternate.
Yes.
I think it's alternate. Alternate?
Then you can go and find alternate.
There we go.
Alternate. Ready.
I'm also ready.
We're playing the best of three.
Yeah,
randoms.
best of three.
Go randoms, yeah, okay.
Can't go back.
Right, here we go. Let's see what happens.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Go!
Silkeborg, IF versus Brookbet.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Celta.
I'm going to go again.
Olympiacos. That's pretty good.
That's a good
do you know what? Those are fairly matched teams. I like that.
Oh, okay.
Nice baby blue. Oh, I think. You've got to
X,
play in that pink, haven't you? Except JJ's only got one kit for some reason, so you can't.
No, it's too similar.
They all look the same.
Yeah.
Alas. Okay, here we go.
Let's go.
Do you want me to commentate, or shall I just
Absolutely.
whelp and
You
make
don't have to
noises?
commentate. I'm in the chat. I'm going to answer any questions that people have during half time. So get them in there. The Jersey Fit says Joe and JJ Civilization stream when? Absolutely never, because JJ doesn't deserve to play with me. The history of his play is very suspect, and I'll never forget what happened to Panama.
What happened to Panama, Joe?
No, don't ask me. I can't rake it up.
He was genuinely...
All you have to
know what
know
he's genuinely annoyed
is that since then, I've raised many of JJ's cities, and I'll do it again.
And then every time he played, would just spend his entire time trying to kill me as soon as he could.
Not trying, successfully killing.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure I won a few of those.
Oh, Peaceful Paul, a little wave to Mother. Hello! There we go. When's Kaya's next movie review? Yeah, that's coming soon. I think he just got to write it. I think he finished The Godfather 2. What games does Joe play? Played a lot of Rocket League, a lot of Civilization 6, some good fun. I was playing. Has anyone else played Mecha Chameleon recently?
No.
Have you guys seen the videos of Mecha Chameleon? It's a game where you have these little stick men, and then you have to you hide them in the scenery, and then you paint over them to camouflage them.
Oh yeah,
and someone hunts. It's really fun. It's quite hard though.
It's on Steam, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very cheap. It's a cheap game.
What's the mecha part?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Means something else to me.
Is MECCHEA, I think. I'm not really sure what that means. Let me look it up.
I don't really know.
It's MECCHA. I don't know what it stands for.
Okay. This is a good battle. I don't know who my players are.
It's a casual Japanese slang term that translates to very, super, or extremely. And I think it's a Japanese game, so extremely chameleon.
Very chameleon.
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Definitely right. What you want shouldn't be.
No, I just I nearly did some swearing there. I just made a mess of it.
What is going on with control?
Admiral Snackbar asks for Rocket League rank. Champ 1 mostly, Admiral. Oh, apparently it's Junam says it's pronounced Mecha. Mecha Chameleon.
Mecha Chameleon.
Oh no.
Never too early that shot.
Very
very nice.
Very nice.
Who's that playing up top? Who scored that? I don't even know his name.
Have you guys played the new football game Rematch? Yes. I didn't really love it, to be honest. Have you played it, JJ?
Which one's that one?
It was sort of termed as like a bit like something in the middle between FC26 and Rocket League. So it was like more of an arcade style football game. I didn't really like it.
I'm not sure. Oh dear, that's not what I meant to do either. No, I've not played eFootball for ages either, which is quite decent. There's another one started called like Goal or something like that.
There's a lot of new sort of indie ones.
Yeah, they've spotted a gap in the market.
On a scale of 1 to It's Coming Home,
yeah,
where's everyone in the room? That's a question from Greg.
I'm not quite the full It's Coming Home, but
I'm assuming that's 10.
Yeah, I'm somewhere between a 7 and an 8.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high. Like I still think, for instance, France are much too good for everybody.
Yeah, right.
But
that's fair.
I was really encouraged by England. I want to see what the damage is of last night's win. Just who's injured, who's suspended. Declan Rice seems to have a lot of things wrong with his body.
And yet he comes back every time.
Yeah, but let's see.
Yeah.
Seems like it might have come at a cost.
What about you, Marine? On a scale of 1 to It's Coming Home?
I'd say 7.5.
Yeah?
I think England will get past Norway.
Yeah.
And then...
My thought was always that if England were able to beat Mexico at the Azteca, that they'd make it to the final and lose to France.
So Tuchel was Chelsea manager known for turning up against big rivals who he had no right to beat, and he did.
Yeah.
And he did it a couple of times and ended up with a Champions League win.
So they're going to win the World Cup.
So actually, I think getting past Norway...
Coming home.
Well, that variable, I think, is still underpriced. Is his
it.
ability to do that.
Yeah.
That one-off getting inside the opponent's head. I mean, famously got inside Pep's head so much that he put out this crazy lineup for the Champions League. I don't know if Deschamps is going to be vulnerable to that level of mind manipulation.
True.
But he's got it in him. So, and he has. I think he's yet to show that with England. That's one part of England's England under Tuchel that we haven't seen. is that we have no right to beat this team, and we did. Because we tactically outdid them, or that variable, his managerial variable came into play. I don't think it really has shown itself yet, so it's still there.
No, fair enough. I like that. Grant asks, did you see Henderson's fall? Yes, it looked very unpleasant. I hope he's okay.
Over the advertising boards, right?
Yeah, sort of vaulting over. Hope he's okay.
That doesn't affect his impact as the hype man of the team.
Well, as we've heard many times, he's very funny, and
could that make him
maybe he's funnier now. I don't know. Could be
in crutches.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wonderful.
Nice. There we go.
Very nice.
I think England looked so good. I was so impressed in that game.
Oh no, it's all falling apart.
Whoop. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Messing around. I think they might lose in the final as well, Joe.
So if France beat Morocco and Spain get through,
then it'd be a France-Spain. Yeah.
And then on England's
although Spain would play the winner of the USA-Belgium first, but I feel like Spain would win either of those fixtures.
Unless Trump gets involved again.
Well, there you go. Maybe Trump can play up front.
He's probably going to play, let's be honest, yeah.
But yeah, it seems like I expect the odds currently say that it'll be a France-Spain semi-final, maybe an England-Argentina semi-final, I guess, on the other side. I would have thought that's
I think England can beat
I think England would beat Argentina.
I'm not.
I said that from game one.
You have been pretty consistent with your Argentina are not that good.
I thought my line was Brazil are crap and Argentina are fine. Thank you, producer Ryan, with the T. No, just walk in front is fun.
What did you say about England?
I think they're good.
The same thing he says every tournament, Marine, to be honest, which is we're going to win. And
no, that's not. I've said the only team I can't see them beating is France. But I think they're good enough to get to the final. And I've been saying for the last couple of months, I don't understand why everyone was so down on them ahead of the tournament. Bit strange. Who's Olympiakos?
Me.
That's JJ.
I see. Okay.
Well.
He's having a blinder. He's just look at him.
These players. I can't tell if it's the players or the control. I feel weird.
Matt Vol says, not sure putting Henderson in crutches for a wrist injury would make much sense, but I'm not a doctor. Actually, I think it would.
It just adds to the funny factor. It makes it funnier.
It's kind of a punishment, right? Like you
put two casts on both legs, wheel him around.
Only give him one crutch.
What's the story of Marine supporting Chelsea? Asks El Hassan El Nasir.
I mean, that's just the story. I support Chelsea.
You just support
Chelsea?
Chelsea?
No, but it's funny that we mentioned that.
Were you born in Stamford Bridge?
I lean into the villainy because when I was a kid in the 90s, if you were...
You really looked up to Lex Luthor.
Well, it's even more subversive because if you're a brown kid in a city doesn't have a proper football team, which is I was, you support all South Asians in Britain of that generation support Manchester United, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to support Chelsea because they are the most horriblest, right-wing, racist, apart from Millwall fan contingent.
Sure.
And I was like,
that's the perspective.
I want that.
Right.
I'm going to bring them back into the fold.
I'm going to change things from inside.
Exactly. And so I took to the opprobrium of everyone in my young life. When I came out as a Chelsea fan, it was quite something.
Yeah.
It was not the done thing.
I don't know about you, that I've always thought it's hard to change the culture of the club from the posh seats, though, Marine. You know, sitting on those padded chairs.
We don't have any posh seats at the British. We've barely got any seats. 32,500 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also I'm lying, Zola as well.
Fair enough.
Zola's the short answer.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good answer, isn't it? Should Cristiano Ronaldo continue in the second half, JJ?
He'll get till about 65.
Do it. So
He's been more involved than.
He's been better than I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they functioned as an attack better than I expected.
Just needs one chance.
I would also like one chance. There we go.
Come on, Seb.
Thank you.
Love a slide tackle.
You do love a slide tackle. It's quite annoying.
And that's why I do it, baby. And that's full time. Well done, Seb.
There we go. Congratulations to JJ.
Fine game. Fine game.
Good job, buddy. Okay, there we go.
Oh dear.
Right.
That was very humbling. What
Let's crack back on.
And we're back. We're back in
What
the
was it?
room.
What was it on?
I don't know.
Beeps.
Thanks, Jamie.
Acknowledge.
Did
Really
anyone
am
watch the
feeling
Grand
quite
Prix
tired
yesterday?
now.
Anyone?
No.
I was there.
Oh yeah, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah. Vroom.
Where was it?
Silverstone.
Oh, Silverstone. Nice.
You were going to join us last night. So what you were thinking of going to Silverstone all day and
I
then
was
coming
at
here.
Silverstone all day. I ended up coming home super late, and then I would have joined you.
Right. That would have been too much, I think.
It would have been too much sport.
Too much. I was very impressed that you wanted to come anyway.
I really wanted to come.
But it ended up being extremely
better without me.
Yes. We were sort of delirious, actually.
You could tell.
Yeah.
It actually my watching experience was enhanced by the fact that I knew I should have been there, but I wasn't, and that there was
sort of feeling good
everyone was
and
a little
bad
bit
about
heady,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Kind of sad that you're not here. Kind of glad that you weren't here. Weirdly, I felt last night. I felt that was like one of the more important ones because it was so late. I knew everyone I know. I know lots of people went out to pubs and stuff, but everyone I know
watched it
at home. And then I thought, well, that's all people that are on their own mostly, and will want some company, you know. So if anything, it felt like one of the more valuable watch-alongs.
Yeah.
Emotional sport animal.
Whereas this one, rubbish, isn't it?
It's warming up. I was also just drained by the last 20 minutes of Brazil-Norway.
Yeah.
So much happened. Everyone's crying.
Yeah.
It was a lot. The drum came out.
I feel
Neymar's crying. Haaland's crying.
How old is Neymar now?
33. He's not very old. He's only 33.
No.
He's old 33, though.
He's an old 33.
Can we say that he aged badly?
Yeah, maybe.
He doesn't look like he's moving especially well.
34.
34.
Oh, he's 34, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I missed Haaland crying, but he was crying as well.
He was on the cut every time both the goals. You could see that.
Right.
You know, not that I'm an expert in when men are suddenly at cracking point, but I could see that there was a.
I'm at cracking point.
You know he wanted to cry.
I'm just going to declare myself to be a cracking point, just so that we avoid any vagary at all.
Oh, I'm tired after last night.
Are you an F1 fan? A work thing?
I am an F1 fan.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't do sport for work. I do central banking. So everything's fun outside of that.
A lot of central banking happens at sport, though, doesn't it? That's the thing about central banking.
Well, F1 is the most capitalist coded of all the sports.
Yeah.
It's just money.
Yeah.
Money.
And then
money.
golf, maybe?
No, I'm not that. I'm not
talking about you. I'm talking about
just the money.
people.
The money factors.
The money people.
What do they like doing?
They like golf.
Yeah, they got into paddle seriously.
They are
the
into
last couple
paddle.
of years.
Yeah.
Boring. What else do they do? They love.
They liked tennis historically. You know.
They like Wimbledon style.
They like Wimbledon. Yeah. There's something quite funny about. That's one of the reasons I like tennis is because it's okay to.
Half-time, this could be a 120-minute game, you know, and then pens. So you need to make sure that if you do make the substitutions, it's not just about changing the game. Of course, you want to try and win it. And you can't go as far as thinking of penalties, but that has to be in the back of your mind as well. I wouldn't do anything at the moment for the next 15, 20 minutes. See how the game starts in the second half. And then whoever's struggling a little bit, we talked about the options of Portugal have. Maybe a Fabian Ruiz or something for Spain. Let's wait and see.
Will there be penalties, red cards, extra time? Who knows? Second half of Spain 0, Portugal 0 with Scott Minto and Nigel Adderley.
Thank you, Hugh. Portugal have got the second half underway. Attacking the goal away to our right. In their dark red strip. Spain in all white this evening. And they come forward now with Oyarzabal. Wide to Baena on this near side. Cucurella is forward as well. Baena quickly in towards Olmo, headed away by Renato Vega, but Cucurella able to receive, but he's lost out. And as a result, Pedro Neto can exploit the space he's vacated now on this near side. Only Ronaldo is forward in field. And now Vitinha finding Bruno Fernandes. The high cross in, and Cucurella will allow it to drift behind, and it's a goal kick to Spain.
Just wondered if there's any way that Pedro Neto on that counter-attack there, he went past Rodri, he was not going to catch him, and he's quicker than Laporte as well. And Laporte did really well. He almost showed him massively, really dropped off, but just use your pace. And once you got past Laporte, perhaps it would be a one-on-one with the goalkeeper as well. Would have been a lung-busting run, but you know, we talked about how Portugal haven't really created too many opportunities in that first half. That was half an opportunity.
Ronaldo with the fewest touches in the game and the most shots on target in the first half.
Sums him up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he won't mind that. You know, again, we touched on Erling Haaland. It's a very similar situation, but you know, he has to find a way, or Portugal have to find a way to get the ball in the box for him, give him those opportunities.
Now Pedro Neto challenged by Baena on this near side, but he's able to find Vitinha back towards Pedro Neto again. Of course, this time last year he was part of the Chelsea team in the United States in the Club World Cup, and he can't believe it because he thinks he should have a throw-in on this near side. But Gary Bezic thought otherwise, and it's all the way back towards Pau Kabasi inside the Spanish penalty area. Pedro Porro, 2 minutes into the second half. And now Unai Simon, who was busier during the first half than he was previously in the World Cup. Dani Olmo finding Pedri, but it's broken up by Portugal. Here is Ronaldo. He claims he was fouled by Dani Olmo, and Taylor agrees that it's a free kick for Portugal midway inside the Spanish half.
It doesn't move as, and obviously he is 41, but you know, the Ronaldo, the vintage, would have just shrugged off Dani Olmo, turned, been running it, the back four. Yeah, that's not his game anymore, clearly, but I think let's just say he was clever there, getting that little tackle, going down and winning the free kick.
Well, the reality is you get success out of Ronaldo by getting crosses in the box.
Absolutely. Stay in the box, between the sticks. That's why he's quite okay with having few touches.
Nuno Mendes is over the free kick. Ronaldo makes his run across the penalty area. Two Spanish players block his run, and now Bruno Fernandes will eventually play it into the arms of Unai Simon, who quickly shovels the ball out wide to the far side, looking for Baena, but it's smartly picked off by Vitinha. And now João Neves infield again to Bruno Fernandes, and João Cancelo's got some space, clips a high ball towards the far post, and maybe he could have gone for goal. And I think he's looking at teammates and wondering why there wasn't more movement.
Yeah, but I think because he's gone so far into the box, it's almost like, well, you're there now, why not have a shot? And again, I talk about you go across goal. And if it's hit with pace, then maybe the keeper can't stop it. He parries it out, then someone can follow it in. He's dinking it there to the far post, and no one's able to get there. Once you get to a certain point, just have a shot.
Dani Olmo with the back pass now towards Unai Simon, who was closed down by Bruno Fernandes. And it's scrambled away by Spain. Now Dani Olmo up towards Baena on the halfway line, and Pedri takes over. He's got Oyarzabal making the movement into the penalty area, but it's wide towards Lamine Yamal on the right-hand side. He runs into Nuno Mendes, and Nuno Mendes was going nowhere there. And he's got the free kick as Lamine Yamal shoves him over.
Do you know what? It's brilliant defending. It really is. He's looking at Lamine Yamal all the time, and I have to say, you talk about, you know, the stats that Lamine Yamal has at his age are better than Lionel Messi's, which just seems incredible. And let's see if he can continue that kind of trajectory. But in terms of today, Nuno Mendes has played him absolutely superbly. In a way, it reminds me of Ronaldo versus Ashley Cole back in the day, but actually Ronaldo kept on going at Ashley Cole, and Cole was brilliant that day. Not really seen Yamal do that enough.
Now Baena coming forward now. Spain all rather narrow, and it's cut out by Vitinha, who quickly plays it forward. And here is Pedro Neto coming forward on the counter-attack. João Felix and Ronaldo in the area. The cross in low is beyond everybody. João Felix had checked out towards the penalty spot, and Ronaldo didn't get there in time.
Do you know what? There's not much more he could do there. And you know what I said just a couple of minutes ago? Maybe just try and take on Laporte. This time he went for it. Laporte again trying to drop deep. He goes down the outside. He whips the ball in that corridor of uncertainty between the defenders and the goalkeeper. But Ronaldo and any other Portuguese player not quite able to get there. But Neto is the right winger getting more involved in the game than Lamine Yamal.
6 minutes played in the second half. 0-0 in Dallas. As Lamine Yamal looks to release Dani Olmo down the right-hand side, but Nuno Mendes steps in. And the ball will eventually dribble out of play. And it will be a throw-in for Portugal. And Nuno Mendes has been their most effective player so far because Spain can't get past him.
Yeah, he's been absolutely brilliant. And from a left-back, talking about another left-back, and great admiration.
Now Vitinha coming forward, infield towards Ronaldo, but Cucurella gets there first. Now Cucurella can go back towards Kabasi. And Olmo goes wide towards Lamine Yamal again, and this time he's gone beyond Nuno Mendes, deep into the penalty area, but the cross was deflected at the near post by Renato Veiga, so doesn't find Oyarzabal, and Portugal will boom the ball away on the far side for a Spain throw-in.
Oh, this is getting to be a classic battle, it really is. At least Spain are getting Yamal on the ball a little bit more. Nuno Mendes shows him down the outside and go on, take me for pace. I'll tell you what he did. Mendes got back to a point, it was a deflected cross, but not even Oyarzabal, who's meant to be the furthest man forward, was forward enough to get on the end of that.
Now Pedri. There's fans all around the stadium, still coming back to their seats after half-time. Oyarzabal finding Rodri, and now Cucurella. And Baena, who always has to come back in field onto that right foot.
They miss Nico Williams, don't they?
They do. And no real sign of him recovering from that hamstring injury at the moment. We've seen him fleetingly during this World Cup as Pedro Porro gets the ball back from Lamine Yamal, but rather finds it caught under his feet. So now Bruno Fernandes can bring the ball away for Portugal. Back towards Ronaldo. João Felix has to come back onside. Ronaldo looks to go himself, and in the end he's challenged by Oyarzabal actually coming back. And Ronaldo goes down looking for a free kick, and there's a dismissive wave of the hand from the Spanish striker.
Don't often see that, do you? Two centre forwards going in for a tackle. Ronaldo initially did well, it went past a couple of players, but you could tell he hasn't quite got that burst of pace anymore. And Oyarzabal does really well.
And there's a problem here for Nuno Mendes. We saw him pick up a potential injury in that previous challenge with Lamine Yamal as he burst into the penalty area and lunged in. And he did well to actually block the cross initially, but now he's gone down, and there are a clutch of concerned Portuguese players around him because they know how important he is to this team.
Yeah, he's absolutely massive, and to anybody who says full-back is an easy position, well, let me tell you, today even more so than any other day. It's really not. It's a key position when you come up against one of the best players in the world, so can't quite tell. There's a lot of players around him, whether it's a groin, it's something to do with maybe the thigh, but he is absolutely key for Portugal, and not just from a defensive point of view. He's brilliant going forward as well.
Well, he'll head off to the far side for a minute, maybe slightly longer. 9 minutes into the second half on TalkSport. Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy coming up at the end of this game. 03717 223344 will be the number to call. A good deal to talk about. And then at 1 a.m. we have USA against Belgium with Ollie Klink, Kev Hatchard and Tony Cascarino, and there is going to be a change here. It doesn't look as though Nuno Mendes will be returning, and that is a massive blow for Portugal.
It's a big blow. It's a massive blow. I mean, we talked about how in the first half he certainly won the individual battle between him and Lamine Yamal. In the second half it was pretty much 50-50. Lamine Yamal was just able to get across in there. It was developing into a fantastic battle. And it looks like Semedo is about to come on.
Yeah, Nelson Semedo of Fenerbahce, his 54th cap, the former Wolves player, of course. And he will take the position down the left-hand side. And will that potentially give Lamine Yamal more freedom to do some damage in this game?
Well, I tell you what, if I'm Pedro Porro or Rodri or anyone, I'm getting the ball out to him as quickly as possible. I'm trying to see if Semedo is actually up for this physically at the moment within the first 10 minutes before he gets properly warmed up.
Well, Renato Vega goes all the way back towards Diego Costa, who made that great double save in the first half. Didn't have a huge amount to do apart from that. Of course, Mikel Oyarzabal did put one wide when clean through, as polite applause from supporters from both nations as Nuno Mendes makes his way around the pitch and heads towards the technical area. And Roberto Martinez is there to meet him as Pau Cubarsí almost collides with Pedro Porro on the far side, and Portugal do have a throw-in, and the second half has not really got going so far.
No, it hasn't. No, we're sort of 11 minutes in. It's been, again, how I thought the first half would start. I'm just waiting for something to ignite. I think once that first goal comes in, I think it's going to be pretty end-to-end.
Played forward by Diego Costa, flicked on by João Felix. Ronaldo is battling for it, but he was offside, 15 yards inside the Spain half, and it will be a free kick. Jeff Stelling and Gabby Agbonlahor on World Cup breakfast tomorrow on TalkSport from 6. And Hawksby and Jacobs followed by White and Jordan with Drive off the air tomorrow, because we have a double-header of round of 16 action. Argentina against Egypt at 5, followed by Switzerland against Colombia at 9. And there is the possibility of a South American derby in the quarterfinals. The first quarterfinal is on Thursday, and that's France against Morocco. There's a rest day on Wednesday. What are we going to do?
Oh, my goodness.
First rest day for about 4 years, it seems. Now Bruno Fernandes comes forward for Portugal on the far side, but there is a degree of conservatism about the way they play. And even though he made that burst, Bruno Fernandes, he didn't really have the confidence to go further forward, or maybe the confidence in those around him to try and make something.
I just feel with Portugal, you know, the only one who's got real pace going forward is Pedro Neto. You know, Vitinha and João Neves, there's great central midfielders. Bruno Fernandes is a very good number 10, very clever, but hasn't got that pace. And João Felix, you could say the same, along with Cristiano Ronaldo. Just wonder whether that might hurt Spain.
João Felix now with the cross in towards Ronaldo, who tried to execute a very difficult volley at the far post and never got hold of it, and it bobbles into the arms of Unai Simon.
Yeah, they're trying to find a way, aren't they? Half a chance there, very difficult for Ronaldo at the far post, but he'll be happy that those balls are trying to come in for sure. Again, not quite had the supply line, not necessarily his fault, but he does get a lot of the blame for the fewest amount of touches, but as long as he gets the crucial ones, he won't mind.
We've now played an hour. Spain's last shot on target was in the 16th minute. That double save from Diego Costa, so Portugal have done well to blunt them. There was only one goal when David Silva scored the winner back in 2010, when of course Spain went on to win the World Cup. That meeting in Cape Town, and it's only 1 win in 12 in competitive games without penalties for Portugal, and that was back in Euro 2004 when Nuno Gomes scored the only goal.
Great player.
I always remember the Portuguese commentators called him Nun Gom, and Deco was Dec.
Nun Gomes.
Were you Scott Mint?
I was Scott Mint, I was, yeah. Nuno was a teammate of mine.
Now Lamine Yamal looking to take on Semedo. Tries to thread it further forward towards Pedro Porro, and then João Felix has been fouled by Lamine Yamal, and it will be a free kick.
Yeah, again, you know, just waiting for someone to kind of light up this game now. After initial first 22 minutes, I thought was really good, played with real high intensity. Dropped a bit in the second bit. I thought Portugal came a little bit stronger, but needs Spain to up it.
Now Dani Olmo found inside the penalty area here by Rodri. Lays it back. Pedri hits it right-footed, and it took a deflection. And it loops over the top for a corner to Spain. And it was good defending from Renato Vega to block the shot.
Yeah, well, he's come out as he's got the ball, Pedri, on the edge of the box, and it's a really dangerous situation. 19 yards out, right in front of goal. Vega's thrown himself at it. He's got the deflection and then cheered as if he just scored. Might well have stopped a goal.
Baena with the corner in, which is headed down by Renato Vega, cleared away by Vitinha, and then it was Lamine Yamal who tried to get the ball under control, but he was challenged on the edge of the penalty area, and it will be another corner for Spain here. 61 minutes played on TalkSport in the World Cup round of 16 in Dallas, and it's 0-0, and we have 2 balls on the pitch at the moment, so Baena will just wait a moment. And again, Rodri and Kubasi right in front of the goalkeeper, and Baena's delivery, and Diego Costa comes out and claims very well.
Good catch. It's exactly what you need from your keeper. Oh, Jordan Pickford was superb in the middle of the night. And actually, that's the type of goalkeeping that you want as well. Coming out, claiming it, taking any pressure away.
And if it goes to penalties, Diego Costa has a very, very good record. He saved 5 of the 17 penalties he's faced for Portugal. But that's a long way off at the moment.
It is, but Spain won't want that after what happened in the Nations League as well, Nations League final.
Well, they won't want penalties because in World Cups they've lost 4 out of 5 shootouts. Here's an opportunity now, though, for Portugal. Neto back towards João Neves, who appeals for handball as Dani Olmo gathers, but then João Neves wins it back. And here is Vitinha finding Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes was fouled there by Pedri, and it's a free kick for Portugal. Pedri shrugs his shoulders, but then helps Bruno Fernandes back to his feet. And it's worked wide towards Pedro Neto. Doesn't have the possibility of taking on Cucurella, then scoops it back into the path of João Cancelo. And here is Vitinha, who looks to his left and doesn't have Nuno Gomes there now. Nelson Semedo, who's a fine player, but he's not Nuno Gomes. But now Neto comes forward, works the 1-2 with João Cancelo, but it doesn't quite come off, and Spain will clear, and it's a throw-in for Portugal on this near side.
It is interesting to see which manager's going to blink first. You know, which one's happy with how it's going, which one, no, I need to make a tweak, and is it from a defensive point of view in terms of how do we make ourselves very difficult to concede that goal, or no, we need to be more on the front foot here and need to change things. At the moment, both managers quite happy. We're only a few minutes away, aren't we, from the next hydration break?
Well, Gonzalo Ramos on the Portuguese bench. He's made his reputation in coming on and scoring very late winning goals. Of course, he did it in the previous round against Croatia. But does Roberto Martinez take off Cristiano Ronaldo in this game?
So that's the question. And if you put him alongside Ronaldo, then you take off a midfielder. And we saw what happened when he actually made 4 substitutions against Croatia, and it ended up being like a 4-2-4. They lost complete control in midfield. And he had to take Ronaldo off to put Ruben Neves on to try and get that control back. So there's a lot of things going through Martinez's head at the moment. And does he have the bottle to take off Ronaldo in a big game like this?
And that triangle in midfield, Vitinha, João Neves and Bruno Fernandes are all playing well. Here's Baena though now for Spain coming forward. A low ball in though, hits João Neves, but Portugal have given the ball back to Spain. Baena with a low shot from the edge of the penalty area. Never really got hold of it. Comfortable save for Diego Costa.
Well, in a half where both defences are very much on top, that's a pretty decent chance.
Is it Jimmy Fallon? The one with
no,
the
yeah,
face?
it's Jimmy Fallon.
The face.
Yeah, he shows up. I mean, it's not great, but he shows up driving a little
he's doing a
quad bike on a weapons run, and then he has some dialogue. Hey guys, there's a hydration break. You know what we do at hydration breaks?
Jokes.
Now, Maureen, this one's for you. Will you read this one aloud?
Yes.
It's shorter than the other one.
Yeah, the other
Can you
one
pass
was
that
an
across
essay.
Are you excited?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Also, your camera's here. If you want to look down the camera while you say it, then you're welcome to. Okay.
What did the Giant say when he went to see Man City play?
I don't know. What did the Giant say when he went to see Man City play?
Filthy Foden.
Filthy Foden.
Filthy Foden.
Filthy Foden. I smell the blood of an Englishman.
That was more structurally a joke.
Right.
Than the other one.
Yeah,
it had a definite end.
It was metaphysically a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had
true.
It had all
and that's what the
at the F1.
No, what's the
there you go.
Foden.
Phil Fine.
As in Phil Foden. I keep saying it wrong.
What's the setup?
As in, there's a
what
question
what
and then a
did Giant
punchline.
say when he went to go and see Man City play?
A giant.
You know? You ever read Jack and the Beanstalk?
Have I?
Yeah, I don't know. Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a Simpsons episode about
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Yes.
I smell the blood
of an Englishman.
Of an Englishman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's talking about Phil Foden.
No one's talking about him.
Because
do you know who was talking about him the other day? Only this guy.
Oh.
This
who was
guy.
it talking about?
Oh yeah,
Phil
that we needed
Foden.
Phil Foden.
Oh yeah.
You said
JJ was
we could
furious.
do with him. Yeah.
After the Ghana game, he was
I remember.
furious. He was like, Thomas Tuchel's the worst manager ever.
You just got to bring on a bit of magic from the bench.
Be there. We need Phil Foden to break down the Ghana team, he said.
Had the best game of his life.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Is this just an attempt to remind Joe of JJ of one of his takes?
That's right.
The whole joke.
I don't remember.
That was it.
Austin McPhee's on camera. He's the...
Who's that?
Well, he's
the Aston Villa...
yeah, he was formerly an assistant at Hearts, and he went to Aston Villa, and now he's the Portuguese set-piece coach.
Oh.
Very distinctive-looking man.
Brilliant at them. I think they scored something like, the number might be wrong, in the 25, 26, or 23, 24 season, they scored something like 24 set-piece goals.
Sorry, I was laughing at something that someone was doing on the TV.
Oh, really?
The guy with the Ronaldo shirt back to front.
Yes. Hey! Look, they're all enjoying themselves during the hydration break.
That's good.
Yeah.
Sounds very calm and chill in the stadium.
It's a very family-friendly atmosphere.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's the phrase I'm looking for. Family-friendly. You're right.
There is no.
I didn't realise he's doing that role with Portugal alongside his Villa job.
Right.
Apparently.
Yeah, like in the good old days where you used to be able to do both, right?
Do they get paid?
Set piece coaches. I think so. What do you mean?
Players don't get paid.
Oh, coaches get paid.
Some of them get bonuses.
They all get
so
paid.
The guy at Arsenal gets a bonus for every time Arsenal score a set piece goal, he gets a bonus.
He's also got a mural.
International coaches.
He does have a mural.
Earn salaries, don't they?
Yeah.
They have to, otherwise.
Yeah. But like
the players who don't get paid.
The players do. Players have a fee, but I don't think in every federation they do, but like generally the English players get a fee, but it's donated to charity.
There's also bonuses depending on performance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing is, it's not done for the money, right? Like that's the general. However the mechanism works itself out, it's not about money.
Rafael Leao's on.
He's on.
Just came on.
Oh, really? Who came off?
Felix.
The third try there to make it work for you, Marie, and maybe
he did the thing that he was probably in for. He was doing a lot of covering,
right?
Which is the one thing that Rafael Leao is constantly accused of never doing. So he gave a lot of support to his fullback. And now that fullback is Semenyo, this could get a bit hairy.
Diogo Dallo on for João Cancelo as well.
Diogo Dallo on for João Cancelo, his Netflix subscription. There's a free kick here for Spain.
What is that tackle?
It's got to stop him before he gets in. Got to do something.
Does Spain have a
I
set
would
piece
put everything.
Here on TalkSport, still goalless, but a chance here for Spain.
Yeah, well, I actually thought he made a foul about 5 or so minutes earlier. Anthony Taylor didn't, but he certainly did there. He's cut inside Semedo, and again, I talk about when someone's sort of getting used to the pace of the game, and you come up against someone like Lamine Yamal, give him the ball as much as possible. Let him take him on. Let him decide whether he wants to go down the outside, inside. He's got on the inside. He's been pulled back. Dangerous position now, this free kick.
Oyarzabal is one of the players over it. And surely it's got to be Lamine Yamal if they are going to go for goal. It's very wide. It's not that far outside the penalty area.
No, it's one of those that you aim for outside the far post for it to be whipping in. If no one touches it, it goes in. Let's see if someone does.
Lamine Yamal whips in this free kick, and it's tipped over the top by Diego Costa. He went for goal, certainly, but Diego Costa was right behind it.
Yeah, but he's not going to be beaten from there. If you're going to make it that obvious, you almost just need to whip it in, as I say, aiming more for the far post. The keeper can't move. He's got to stand there. And if no one does touch it, then it goes in.
Baena with the corner, poured away at the far post by a stretching Diego Costa. Nelson Semedo will hammer the ball clear. Sports bar coming up at the end of this game, but it may be delayed, of course, if we head to extra time, which is on the cards at the moment, 0-0. And so often these sides cancel each other out, and that's been the case here so far, as Spain are about to bring on Ferran Torres. Won his 60th cap during this tournament, as Lamine Yamal goes down under the challenge of Semedo, and very quickly Anthony Taylor tells him to get up. And here is Ruben Diaz. Back towards Renato Vega. He's another player who can be happy with the way he's performed here this evening. A couple of crucial blocks. The Portugal just go long downfield here, all the way through to Unai Simon. Just a collective lack of pace.
Yeah. Yes. It's just, I mean, the quality's gone as well, hasn't it?
But now Dani Olmo releasing Lamine Yamal. He can break into the penalty area, plays it square, looking for Baena, and it's straight to Diogo Dallo, who clears.
Blimey, I talk about quality, and no one has more of it than Lamine Yamal. I mean, get in there, get in the box, be positive. No one wants to tackle you once you're in the box, and he tries to pass.
Bruno Fernandes forward now to his clubmate Diogo Dallo, appeals for offside, but in the end Dallo deflected out of play, and it will be a throw-in. One of the Spanish fans in the crowd is holding aloft a replica of the World Cup as Ferran Torres comes on, and it's Alex Baena who goes off. So like for like.
Yeah, you're not surprised at all. I think Dani Olmo may be the next one. With a Mikel Merino or even a Yeremy Mino.
Rafa Leao away from the challenge of Pedro Porro, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Finds Ronaldo, who stays onside. And now Vitinha cuts infield. His shot is blocked. It may break to Bruno Fernandes. He volleys for goal, and he ripples the outside of the netting. Well, it was a chance,
Yeah, it certainly was, and he hasn't had too many, has he, in this game? And him and Marc Cucurella having a little battle between the two. Seen that before. When he gets the shot off, Cucurella gets his body in the way and it hits the side netting, so the defender does his job, but the game just starting to open up a little bit more. And Rafa Leao getting on the ball, which then created that opportunity.
15 minutes to play, 0-0. Diego Costa works it wide to the far side, and Semedo quickly under pressure from Lamine Yamal, and now it's been given away by Rafa Leao. Lamine Yamal infield to Dani Olmo on the edge of the penalty area, tries to thread it through to Oyarzabal, but it's cleared away. But now Olmo again, back towards Rodri, and Pedri pirouettes in midfield. But Bruno Fernandes has done the defensive side of his game very well so far tonight. Pau Kubasi, who was the last man for Spain, 15 yards inside the Portugal half, as again Spain pass, but Portugal aren't yielding here. Pedri back towards Pedro Porro. And both sides will be mindful of how little of time there is to go, as Ferran Torres will chase the ball forward from Pedri into the penalty area, but the angles were always against him and he clips it into the side netting.
Yeah, really difficult. I mean, to be fair to Portugal, it's with Ronaldo dropping a little bit deeper as well. They're almost playing without the ball, 5-5-0. Makes it very difficult to try and open them up. Defensively, I think Portugal have been very good up against the Spanish side, who, again, if you look at that Austria performance, I thought were absolutely superb and back in the game. But, I mean, this is 50-50 as to who's going to get through here.
Spain looking to emulate themselves and West Germany as the only nations to win the Euros and then the World Cup. Now Pau Kubasi and hold both trophies at the same time. Ferran Torres, it's a good turn away from Dalot, wide towards Cucurella. But Portugal here are making it very, very hard for them. Oyarzabal finding Olmo on the edge of the penalty area, though. Olmo's low shot. Excellent block, though, from Ruben Diaz. Helped out by Nelson Semedo, but Spain once again almost.
Yeah, I mean, they are trying to step it up. They are the team that's having the more possession for sure. And they're finding little pockets of space, and Dani Olmo, his first touch wasn't great. I thought he might have laid it out wide, but he realised he could get the shot off. Brilliant defending from Diaz.
Lamine Yamal will take the corner kick, 12 minutes to play. Yamal's delivery, very high to the far post, and Diego Costa gets a hand to it. Pours it outside the area, Rodri's delivery back in. Diego Costa with a more decisive fist this time, and he's taken out a Spanish player who's down inside the penalty area. Lamine Yamal, though, will continue. Ferran Torres is back on his feet. And it's in towards Ferran Torres, and it's cut back beyond Diego Costa into the 6-yard area. Nelson Semedo was waiting, and he will clear the ball behind for a corner.
Oh, what a pass from Lamine Yamal. It's a brilliant run from Ferran Torres, who cuts the ball back. And yeah, Kubasi's the closest to it. He couldn't get anywhere near that. Laporte hadn't read it. The two Spanish centre-halves closest to perhaps putting that in the goal. But brilliant pass from Yamal, brilliant. Little run round the back from Ferran Torres. That's what Spain need.
Lamine Yamal will take the corner kick. Heading towards the final 10 minutes. 0-0 in Dallas. Lamal's delivery, flicked away initially, gathered by Rodri now, appeals for handball against him. And the referee agrees, and it will be a free kick for Portugal. Well, Portugal have only gone to extra time once in the World Cup. And that was when they played England in Gelsenkirchen 20 years ago. Of course, Rooney was sent off, Ronaldo winked, and then Portugal won on penalties. And Portugal are about to make changes, and Bernardo Silva among those coming on.
Yeah, Conceição too. Little tricky left footer, can play on the right. His dad wasn't bad either.
Absolutely. His dad's just been coaching in Saudi Arabia. Al Ittihad, who were one of the main rivals to Ronaldo's Al Nassr, but they had a poor season. He's since moved on. Now Lamine Yamal, infield to Ferran Torres, tries to work the 1-2, but Semedo saw that coming, and he will clear, and now it's headed down by Bruno Fernandes looking for Neto. Wide towards Ronaldo on the right. Ronaldo comes in field and goes all the way back to Dalot. And Spain were facing a counter-attack there, but we have to say, as soon as it went to Ronaldo, it very quickly finished.
Well, you're getting to the point where he's got to be making a decision.
Now Rafa Leao coming forward now, down the left-hand side, pulls the ball back low, but it was deflected by Porro at the near post. And it's gathered by Unai Simon, and he very quickly uses that shovel throw again to find Pedri, and it's wide to the left-hand side, and Ferran Torres.
The game is starting to open up a bit now, isn't it? You can see the pace that Rafa Leao had, but then Spain having a chance to counter. 9
minutes to play. Portugal 0, Spain 0. Ferran Torres infield towards Pedri. Now wide from Rodri towards Oyarzabal. And Lamine Yamal, can he break the deadlock open? Back towards Oyarzabal, who rolls it into the path of Renato Vega, who says thanks very much, all clear. And now Rafa Leao away from Porro, down the left-hand side on towards Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo was making the run down the centre, but it was blocked by Pau Kabasi. And it will be a throw-in for Portugal. And here are the two changes. Bernardo Silva and Francisco Conceição will be coming on, and Pedro Neto is the first player to be withdrawn.
Yeah, not surprised with that one at all. Again, like for like, a left-footed right winger. Perhaps not as fast as Pedro Neto, but very tricky.
Bernardo Silva will replace Vitinha. Slightly surprised at that.
Well, he's done it before in this World Cup. He's slightly surprised, Vitinha. I think for PSG, he's the conductor, isn't he, of the orchestra. Bernardo Silva, we know how good he is. Again, if you don't want to have sort of control of the game, certainly he can do that.
Now of Real Madrid, of course, after helping Manchester City dominate an era of the Premier League, and we have 7 minutes to play here on TalkSport. Portugal 0, Spain 0, and this game has been as tight as many people anticipated, and we still have a long way to run potentially in this match, and Mikel Merino will be coming on very soon for Spain as well. Bernardo Silva winning his 113th cap here for Portugal this evening. The only active player ahead of him is, of course, Cristiano Ronaldo, who has 233. João Moutinho, Pepe and Luis Figo, the players between them. Bruno Fernandes with a cross into the penalty area, but one bounce straight out of play on this near side. And Fabian Ruiz also coming on as well.
Well, I mean, sorry, Nigel, up until now, Spain have only made one substitution and Portugal have made all 5. So I'm not surprised they are starting to make a few more. There must be tired legs out there.
Of course, they will potentially get one more change should we go to extra time. As Conceição gathers on this near side now of Juventus, of course. And he's had little problem in playing for his country with a very famous father who was part of a legendary team. And here are the changes. And Pedri is the first player to go off for Spain. And Dani Olmo, who rarely seems to play 90 minutes for Spain. He either doesn't start or doesn't finish. And he comes off here. And Mikel Merino will replace him. Fabian Ruiz, part of that Paris Saint-Germain team, which has won back-to-back Champions Leagues and is up against a number of club mates here this evening. There's Diego Dalot with a throw-in for Portugal down the line near side, headed away though by Fabian Ruiz, and now Lamine Yamal looking to motor away from João Neves up towards the midpoint of the Portuguese half, wide to Oyarzabal, back infield to Rodri. Lamine Yamal, first time ball wide to this near side, taken down well by Fabian Ruiz. And the high cross in takes a deflection and loops up and into the arms of Diego Costa.
Yeah, just on the Spanish substitutions, I think Pedri has done well, but Fabian Ruiz can count himself unlucky that he's not a starter. Obviously had an injury towards the end of the season, but we know the quality player that he is, so no surprises there. And then Mikel Merino is very highly thought of by De La Fuente. Does well for the Spanish national side. He's had his injuries as well, so did think Dani Olmo might be coming off sometime soon, not quite having the effectiveness that he perhaps would have liked. So yeah, you're right, there's an extra substitution for the Portuguese and of course the Spanish in extra time, but now we'll see if one of these players who've come on the pitch can make that difference.
4 minutes of normal time to play on TalkSport. Portugal 0, Spain 0. And the sports bar will be delayed if we go to extra time in Dallas. It's Pedro Porro gathers now for Spain. Infield to Pau Kabasi. And here is Aymeric Laporte. We had late drama in both of the games yesterday, of course, of differing styles, with all 3 goals in the Norway-Brazil game within the final 10 minutes of play. Unai Simon works it wide towards Rodri on the far side, and now a high ball forward which is cleared away by Nelson Semedo, but Fabian Ruiz gathers now for Spain. He's got Cucurella wide on the left, Merino back towards Fabian Ruiz, and now Rodri has got Pedro Porro coming forward at walking pace, but he does find Lamine Yamal. Quick ball from him to find Ferran Torres. Nice turn from him inside the penalty area. He looks for Lamine Yamal again, and he tries to thread the eye of the needle to find him, but there were too many Portuguese bodies around that it's through towards the goalkeeper.
Well, look, I don't want to blame Cristiano Ronaldo sort of all the time, but it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? It's the question that must be in not just Martinez's mind, but anybody who's Portuguese as well. It's not just about taking Ronaldo off, but at what point does Gonçalo Ramos come on? And then what do? You have the courage to say, no, Cristiano, we've got to take you off now. Or then do you go 2 up front and maybe even take a Bruno Fernandes off? Fascinated to see what he's got to do. No shot on target, though, for Portugal since the 37th minute.
No, and that was, I think, a poke from Ronaldo, which was comfortably saved. And now there's a challenge on this near side, and the Spanish bench not happy, and the yellow card is flourished for the first time today by Anthony Taylor. It was Mikel Merino who came forward. Bernardo Silva really wired into that. He doesn't play for Manchester City anymore. He doesn't have to do that to an Arsenal player, but he picks up a yellow card.
He does, doesn't he? And he's probably 8 stone wet through, and yet wanted to put himself about. I mean, look, it's a foul, it's a yellow card, he has no complaints. He hasn't got used to the pace of the game as yet, but I mean, Roberto Martinez is looking to the sky there. He's thinking, Ramos has to come on, has to.
Well, it's cleared away by Unai Simon. Renato Vega rising highest though, then Ruben Dias tries to knock it wide to the far side. Bernardo Silva clips it over the top, and Aymeric Laporte, under pressure from Ronaldo, manages to guide the header back to Unai Simon. And it's the stage of the game now where it'll be a moment of genius or a mistake. Into the 90th minute. It's still 0-0, but Spain pushing on here. And with the quarter-final game in LA on Friday, if this goes to extra time, it becomes a very tight turnaround. Now Lamine Yamal. Wide on the far side. Semedo is watchful. And support from Rafa Leao. And Pedro Porro has to go all the way back to the halfway line, and Kabasi. And here is Laporte. Rodri, of course, will take the ball off him, and then Bernardo Silva with another challenge. This time on Fabian Ruiz. We're into a minimum of 6 more minutes at the end of this game. Fabian Ruiz plays it forward. Here's the chance, and there's the goal for Spain from Mikel Merino. And the European champions are ahead in the 91st minute. Is this the end of Cristiano Ronaldo's World Cup dream? A perfect through ball, and Marino with a nerveless finish. And Spain look to have found their moment once again. And it could be one to send Ronaldo out.
Well, I talked about how for the Spanish national side, he's so highly thought of by De La Fuente. But we've also seen him do this for Arsenal as well. Remember him coming off the bench in Lisbon against Sporting and scoring a similar type goal. He takes the free kick and actually just runs on as well. It's a great little ball from Ferran Torres. It's a one-on-one situation. And he just sides-foot it. Doesn't try to strike it. He passes it into the net with his left foot. And if you're going to score a goal, and it's the first goal of the game, score in the 91st minute.
Well, he's come off the bench and made the ultimate impact, Mikel Merino. He came on in the 85th minute, he scored in the 91st minute. And Portugal now have just over 4 minutes left in which to send this game into extra time. Rafa Leao, and if they don't, it's all over for Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you call a finisher. Come off the bench, make an impact. Surely Martinez has got to stick Ramos on, surely. Even if you take off a defender
well, he can't,
now.
can he? He can't. They've made the changes.
They've made all 5.
They're obviously thinking we'll save him for extra time.
Wow.
Now Ferran Torres coming forward. And he loses out. Bruno Fernandes. And of course, it'll be the end of Roberto Martinez as Portuguese coach, unless they don't score.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we? In the 83rd minute when Conceição and Bernardo Silva came on, that's their 5. My goodness me.
You may remember back in Euro 2012, they left Ronaldo for the final penalty in a very tight quarter-final, and he never got there.
That's right.
Not quite the same, of course, but Ronaldo's still on the field here, and he's about 20 yards outside the penalty area. Rafa Leao tries to bring it forward, and now Lamine Yamal will bring it clear. Spain still yet to concede in this World Cup.
It's incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. And to be fair, as much as I don't think they've been particularly great going forward, defensively, in the second half, Portugal have not had a shot on target.
Lamine Yamal dragged down there by Renato Vega, and it will be a yellow card for him and a free kick for Spain. And very quickly, time is running out here for Portugal. They've never managed to reach back-to-back quarter-finals, and it doesn't look as though they will this time. Of course, they lost to Morocco in the last 4 years ago. That looked to be the end of Ronaldo. This will definitely be the end of Ronaldo, on the world stage at least. Rafa Leao coming forward, challenged by Pedro Porro. Back to Nelson Semedo. The cross in though, headed away at the near post. Bruno Fernandes tries to win it back. Bernardo Silva. Wide towards Conceição. Portugal have got to do something here very quickly. Bruno Fernandes with the high ball in. And it's all the way through to Rafa Leao, who brings the ball under control at the far post. He'll try and take on Pedro Porro. Back to Nelson Semedo, and very quickly Portugal are moving away from goal, but Semedo's done well to find Ruben Diaz. 90 seconds of added time to play. Portugal 0, Spain 1. The cross in, it's headed away at the near post by Kabasi, and then Fabian Ruiz will just hammer the ball long downfield to safety. Diego Dallo going short to Renato Vega. 03717 223344, the number to talk to Jamie O'Hara and Cundy on the sports bar. If Portugal don't score in the next minute or so, they'll be coming up very soon. Bruno Fernandes. And now Renato Vega. They can't lay a glove on Spain. Absolutely nothing there going forward at all. And a high ball wide on the far side goes straight out of play.
No, they've got to try and get the balls in the box, and even when they do, it's a poor quality. You know, Spain, because they work you so hard without the ball, it's so difficult to try and find a way, but you get half a yard, the quality has to come in, it hasn't come in. People were blaming Ronaldo, and Gonzalo Ramos, for me, should have been on the pitch. But actually the quality of the service to Ronaldo has not been good enough.
But you've got a finisher in Gonzalo Ramos, and where is he?
Unbelievable.
And Bernardo Silva, wide towards Rafa Leao, clips it in field to Bruno Fernandes. Closing seconds of added time. Portugal a goal down. Now Conceição on the right, whips in the cross, high into the area. Oh, and it's headed over the top. And that was the chance. Bernardo Silva getting there before the goalkeeper, but he couldn't keep the header down. And now Bernardo Silva is having an argument with Rodri, of all people. Rodri smiles at him, and Bernardo Silva's having none of it.
He's not having it at all, is he? I don't know why. I mean, it's a great ball in. Who would have thought that Bernardo Silva would be the man there to get in front of the Spanish defenders? And it was in front of Rodri. It was just, he couldn't quite get on top of it to keep it down. But yeah, surprised that two of the last people I'd have thought would be having an argument right now.
Borja Iglesias is now coming on for Mikel Oyarzabal, the Celta Vigo striker, yet to score for Spain. 18 goals last season. I think it's his first involvement in the World Cup. And he's on for barely seconds here. But time is about to expire on Cristiano's World Cup career. And Iglesias, with his first touch, just nudges the ball out of play. It's a throw-in. It's back towards Bernardo Silva. And now Ruben Diaz. Bernardo Silva again. Portugal have got to get the ball forward here. They've got one pacey player on the field, Rafa Leao, but they're not using him. Now Bernardo Silva coming in field again. He looks at Rafa Leao, turns away, and then finally Rafa Leao makes the run, but by the time he plays that ball, Lamine Yamal makes the challenge, and it's a throw-in on the far side.
And nearly 2 minutes over the 6 minutes. Got to get it up there.
Wide to Conceição. The whole Spanish bench are up here. Conceição has been taken out by Fernando Torres, and this is a free kick for Portugal, midway inside the Spanish half, and they've got to get everybody forward. Yellow card for Ferran Torres, and this is it.
That's a ridiculous tackle from Torres. It really is. He didn't need to go in. He's going away from goal. Marco Correa is by him as well. And now, you know, Anthony Taylor, referees, they normally, even if they're a little bit over now, they allow this passage of play anyway, and even Diogo Costa's going up there.
Well, this is the game right here. A free kick for Portugal. If they don't score, Spain are in the quarter-finals, and they are going home. Bruno Fernandes over the free kick, lofts it high, it's flicked on and wide, and it was guided on by João Neves at the near post, and that is it. Spain march on. But it's all over for Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal. Mikel Merino with the only goal. A minute into added time. Spain yet to concede in this World Cup. Heading into the last 8. But for Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, that is surely that on the biggest stage. And he departs as a peripheral figure. Portugal 0, Spain 1.
Cristiano Ronaldo stands in the centre of the stadium in Arlington, Texas, a lonely man, but a man that's given everything. His life in a Portugal shirt will end here at the hands of his Iberian neighbours in Spain. At 41 years old, he said he would leave with a clear conscience, not 100%, but 1,000%, because in life and football, I gave everything. I think it's fair to say he has, but in the end, he may have weighed down his Portugal teammates. Such is the size of his reputation and his legacy. Dejected Portugal fans, look on. Give us a call, Sports Bar on the way. Is he the greatest international player ever? What will Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy be? Portugal fans, What about your performance, your non-performance, really? And then your manager, Roberto Martinez, will be leaving as well. Has he wasted a generation? And, of course, all your reactions to England's win in the early hours out in Mexico as well. Do you believe England can win the World Cup? You can get your calls in right now for Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. 03717 22 33 44. And remember, we'll have USA against Belgium live here at 1 a.m. at the end of Sports Bar. Scott Minto, this Portugal team, in fact, over previous tournaments, have we seen an underperforming Portugal side that they promised much more in terms of the names and quality of player, but truly haven't delivered time and time again?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Hugh. Look, I played in Portugal. I loved my time there. I loved everything about it, both on and off the pitch. And I really wanted them to do well. But you look at the quality of players they got going into the World Cup, you're saying they've probably got the best midfield in the World Cup. And yet, Roberto Martinez never really found a way of getting them all together. I mean, he tried in the beginning and it didn't happen. But even like the decision today about Rafa Leao not playing when I thought he was really dangerous against Croatia, and he looked probably the most dangerous when he came on the pitch here as well. Sometimes you can have so many similar type players, and then up front, you mentioned it. I mean, Ronaldo, I've got the ultimate respect for him. Again, I go back to, I worked on Spanish football for 4 years, and he was absolutely sensational. He's one of the greatest players this planet has ever produced. But he's 41 years of age, and if he's not getting those, he's getting few touches, but if he's not getting the proper touches and the proper service, then actually you're losing a bit out as well without the ball, which Gonzalo Ramos runs around, he chases, he presses, but he also comes off the bench and scores a goal. Now, at some point, Roberto Martinez has to make a decision. It's about whether I take Ronaldo off or not, but the definite thing is Gonzalo Ramos, I have to leave a space, if I don't bring him on,
as a Portugal player as well. Ultimately, it's sad to see him as the captain of Portugal standing on his own for so much of the end of this game. The cameras around him, such as his celebrity, but he didn't go to console a single one of his Portugal teammates. In fact, it was all of those young players, the future of that Portuguese side, who have had to come to him and put an arm around him. And we've seen this on many occasions with the Portugal side. Ricardo, the former Portugal goalkeeper, now on the coaching staff, who came to haunt England before, as we all know, puts his arms around Cristiano Ronaldo as he begins to walk off the pitch. And the Spanish players at the other end of the stadium, completely contrasting emotions, Scott. They're absolutely delighted. I have to say, the only word that I would use to sum up this game is boring. But ultimately, Mikel Merino came onto the pitch and got the goal. I'm not sure anyone watching at home wanted extra time in that game, and he saved us all.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably use the words, disappointing and extremely tactical. But, it was almost the reverse of what I thought. I thought it would start slowly, be a bit of a slow burner, and then would end up being a really good game. And it was pretty much the opposite. And it was, quite clear towards, probably halfway through the second half that one goal was going to win this. But it didn't really look like anyone was going to produce it.
No.
the moment of not making a mistake, not giving anything away for the opposition team because you know you can't be punished. I think it took a big weight on their shoulders. Defensively, both very good, clean sheets for so many games now. But yeah, it was a matter of a quality, a player that they would change or find the space to put that pass through, or a player with a quality good enough to be able to score that goal. So Luis de la Fuente made it right, made 2 calls. I heard the guys talking about Roberto. He did not make those calls for Portugal side in terms of making changes to that really have an impact on the game. Luis made it. He brought Ferran and he brought Merino, both